Hey everybody, that's Lista Fremo, and I'm back with a new video. That's kind of unexpected video, as always, because I should be random. But right now, I have a real tough topic to discuss. Is the reflux esophagitis disease, and I'm really struggling off of it. And I just want to make sure and tap in with somebody who got the same symptoms as me, and just tell you all my experience with this. Misdiagnosed multiple times, still haven't figured out how to treat it, and I have some good methods, but it's not 100% curing this disease. Let me explain how it was. So boom, I was in Mexico. As soon as I left Russia, I was gone. I was in Mexico, just enjoying myself, trying to plan my whole trip to USA to cross the border. And this disease just get on my ass like this, just like this. Yeah, of course it was stressful. I was alone at 19 years old, like with no parents. And probably what was the trigger for that, it was I was actually I was sick before. I was in Armenia, and I was sick before I was going to Mexico. So I was kind of like, my throat got my throat started to itch. And I was just like, of course it's nothing like something special. I have no time for treat it. I have a whole trip on the way, so I would just treat it with the antibiotics, and that's it. I would just treat it with three-day course of antibiotics. It was gone. So I was in Dubai next like week, and I would spend a week in Dubai, and it was okay. But started from Dubai, I started to think, like, I started to notice starting from Dubai, I started to notice something wrong with my breathing, and I was like, it's just an illusion. And it just kind of went away. And then I got this kind of situation where they the airport didn't let me go to Mexico through Paris, because of my Russian passport. And I was like, really got a panic attack from this kind of situation. Yeah, it was hella stressful. So I went back to Turkey, and from Turkey I went to the Mexico. And it was all okay, except the fact I was in Mexico, and I got this kind of feeling of I can't breathe properly. And it was like kind of it's a hot weather. I'm from Siberia, I'm not used to that. It's a kind of hot weather, and I'm really not used to that. I was blaming on the weather. So like 3-4 days in, I started to eat like spicy food, and all this spicy food got like a little, I started to feel like I can't breathe after that I ate. And that was, at some point, I thought it was an allergy. So from the weather to allergy, I spent like a 2 weeks in Cancun. And after Cancun, I go to the Matamoros, hoping this would kind of figure it out, like kind of go away on its own. And I just started to take like a kind of allergic pills, and shit not helping me. And after that, I was in Matamoros. Matamoros is like next to San Antonio. San Antonio is in Texas. So I was in Matamoros, hoping this, like, this kind of allergy goes away. And then I started to like understand that it wasn't an allergy. I was eating, like, for example, like I was eating beans, and after that, like right after I ate something, I started to feel like I can't breathe. But at some point, at the same time, I got this kind of a drip, nasal drip effect, and you know it was all good with my swallowing and everything. So I kind of like forgot about it, trying to spray my tonsils with the spray, you know. And I don't know. I started to think like it's food allergy, but I know, you know, it was strange because it was already stressful at some point because I already left everybody. I have no hospitals like I could go in and just check in and just figure it out because I was kind of scared of misdiagnosing and just in the hospital for days. I got the appointment date on the way and I'm trying to cross the border, so I kind of like gave a fuck about that. And you know, right after I got a sinusitis, it was crazy because I started to think like this is some crazy shit, like something happening to me. I blame it on COVID. Um, but the old COVID test came back positive, so I started to think that something is up with me. At some point, I told it's really food allergy that's causing these effects, and I ate like this kind of symptoms when I was eating something, and I right back I can't breathe. Like, you know, it's hard to breathe. It's like pressure on your, like, not at that time it wasn't like a pressure, but I can't like asthma attack, but without coughing. And right back after I crossed, like I thought, okay, that's allergy. Maybe climate is not it. LA is the best climate on earth. Maybe in LA it will be good, you know. Um, so when I was crossing the border, it was some strange shit happened to me. I started to cough like a motherfucker. Like I started to cough, like I start like on this bridge to the USA. I started to like I can't stand. Like I cough like a motherfucker. I cough like 4 hours in a row, just like coughing, and it's like a noises on my back, behind my back, like that. This how much I was coughing, and I thought maybe I got this pneumonia caused by reflux. But at that time, I wasn't even expecting this. Like, you know, I was trying to understand what is happening to me. So I blame it on COVID and an allergy. So I crossed the border, go on a bus to LA from San Antonio or some different city in Texas. And then I got sinusitis, crazy. I was on antibiotics because I actually go to the doctor in Mexico, but she's just prescribed me antibiotics from omeprazole. But at that time, I wasn't expecting it's a reflux, and she wasn't naming, you know, she didn't like, you know, tell me that this is reflux. She just said it's allergy sinusitis. So this is the first misdiagnosis I ever had. Okay, I was just hoping for that, just to figure it, like to went away, like some on its own, just goes away. It's 14 days antibiotic shit, you know, course, and it was like shit, you know, because I was feeling like shit. I was feeling like I can think, I can't do nothing, I can't breathe, I got this sinusitis, it not goes away. And you know, after a week or so, after done with the course, it's just not having, like, you know, haven't gone. Like I at some point I thought that's crazy, something is over me. And you know, I started to think like whenever I started to feel like whenever I like wake up, I got this kind of sensation, kind of a it's like a lump in the throat. One day I woke up with the lump in the throat, and this kind of a like, it's like hot, really hot at the throat. And I think it's LPR, and they didn't diagnose it in Russia as well. And that's a different story. So I was like spent like a 2 month in LA, fucking crazy. Day after day, I was eating like unhealthy food. In Mexico, I was eating unhealthy food all day long. I was eating spicy, soda, like exotic fruits. And for reflux, it's a death sentence, because if you eat this kind of food, it's just fucking you up. And I was fucking me up all this time, like 3 months in a row was fucking me up, before I really couldn't breathe and go to the emergency. Like, I got no insurance, I got nothing, just to diagnose myself with something. So I go to insurance, go to in emergency, and they scan me, like, and they say it's pneumothorax. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this? Like, I got this pneumothorax. All time it was pneumothorax. So I was like, yeah, I'm happy they found it. They healed me with the oxygen mask. And I was like, okay. I hope they didn't, like, don't bill me, like, won't bill me like $1,000 over that shit. Cause I'm broke, man. I'm in a different country. So time passed, and it's just, I go out of the hospital, it just doesn't go away. It just doesn't go away. I was just like hoping for a second of relief. It just doesn't go away. I'll still keep eating this unhealthy food. You keep eating at nights, and I was, at some point I was waking up, and I started to understand that this part of my throat is kind of getting bigger. Right now it's not too big, but it was like this, bro. But when I go to ENT specialists say it's okay. He even got the video camera to my vocal cords and even passed it, and it's okay. All he he sees is, like, he say it's probably reflexes. I forget it. So since that moment, I was like kind of started to understand what is really happening to me. But I was like, maybe it's asthma as well, because how the fuck you got the problems with the stomach and you can't breathe? That doesn't make sense to me. So after that, I started to go to emergency back, like, day after day, because I couldn't breathe. And this emergency room just keep telling me, they scanning me and say, your pneumothorax is gone. You got no signs of, like, something is good not happening with you. Something is wrong with you. And I was like, I got this dyspnea, is whatever it's called. Like, I can't breathe properly. Like, I can't breathe properly. I was like breathing with the disbalanced kind of breathing. Like, I breathe without rhythm and shit. So I was like, something is wrong with me. And I was like, at some point, I got this huge asthma attacks day after days, and it wasn't stopping. And I just say, fuck it, I'm coming back to Russia. And I came back to Russia and started to diagnose all my body, and all my body clean. Like, I got lungs clean, this is lymphs clean, everything clean. Like, everything clean is but they like even watch my throat with the two three times with the videos video scopy, whatever it's called. Even got the trachea bronchoscopy. It's just bronchitis. So I was, at some point, when I go to the gastroenterologist, they say you got go and watch your as a fact. And I go and watch it, and I got the duodenitis, gastroduodenal reflux, reflux esophagitis, and I got reflux gastritis. And I was like, yeah, the puzzle is like, coming up. I started to, like, understand when I eat, I got less attack. I still have this kind of a feeling that something restricting me from breathing constantly 24/7, but I just using Berodual and bronchodilator, this asthma sticks, but it's not really helping me. So I really went away from this idea of asthma, and I started to Google and read all the literature on the net, like Dr. Sada, talking about the fake dyspnea caused by reflex, and the puzzle is like coming up, and I feel like I started to watch to lay down when I sleep on the bigger on the pillows, and I started to do some breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, and using these bronchodilators, and be on diet. It's improved my symptoms like 50%, but like 30%. But the gastroenterologist prescribed me PPIs like omeprazole, and just some I don't know how it's called, but this liquid when you drink after to stop the heartburn, and and the pills for peristaltics, and it's not helping me. Still got this effect when I can't really swallow. I got this micro food when I was it's still hard to swallow, and I started to take H2 blockaders, H2 histamine 2 blockaders pills, and it got real big relief on my respiratory symptoms, but it just doesn't go away. I keep swallowing them, and it's my like 15-day, maybe 16-day using famotidine. It's just not helping me. I getting off the omeprazole because it's just got no effect on me, but I still got this kind of effect where I got this like obstruction inside my lungs. When they hear me with the ears, they say it's completely clear. Some doctors say it's kind of sound abnormal, and some doctors say if your oxygen level is good, so what's you complaining for? You got the psychological some problems. And at some point I thought I got real psychological problems before I started popping pills, for depression, and my heartburn was on some different type of level. Like I can't do nothing when I pop them. So I thought it's not the case. Probably the real case about all this nonsense that's happening to me is that in a different climate, I really got the kind of asthma. When I go back to Russia, it's kind of stabilized, and I started to breathe. When I was in USA, I was kind of can't breathe. Like right now I breathe, but back then I can't even feel the oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of feel the stomach. It's not coming from my lungs. Like I'm breathing in using my stomach, some type of shit. And when I came to Russia, it's kind of normal. With these pills, it started to get normal. But at least I can breathe now. But when I go to the spirometry, they say 66%. So it's still kind of obstruction, right? I'm not tripping. They say I'm tripping because of psychological aspect, but the spirometry came back negative for asthma, and I still got this kind of obstruction. So it wasn't like this. So whenever I hit the vape, before I could take the smoke with my nose, but right now no. And the amount of smoke I'm pushing out is less. So I started to think maybe something is off with this reflex. And I started to get more information, more. And this is what I found, that this acid this acid, when it touched the, the kind of nerve in the stomach, or upper stomach, like upper esophagus, it's kind of triggers the system of goes to the brain, and this nerve goes to the lungs, and this kind of lung safe function to close and don't let you like breathe like a real normal human. And it's no days of relief. Like you can be on diet, you can be on pills, but that's just not goes away. I have nothing to really, I don't know what to do. So really asking somebody about maybe somebody have this. And it's not like asthma, because I'm not coughing. I used to cough, and I try and get off the diet and just make myself drink this coffee in huge amounts, and I started to feel like I'm coughing. Maybe some of you say because of vape, but at that time I was on 3-month withdrawal, like a 3-month was huge withdrawals, 3 months without nicotine, without smoking. And at that period of time, as I came back from USA in the first like 2 weeks, I was drinking coffee. And at that time, I was like, can't breathe plus coughing. Right now, I don't cough really. Still got this kind of obstruction. Even when I breathe, like lay down like that, mostly of my air goes from this diaphragm, not from lungs. So that means lungs are like kind of restricted inside. The only positive thing that I really what keeps me in all this nonsense is that I don't really got no disease in lungs, and I don't have asthma due to that. I can't do this asthma medication doesn't really help me. So what to do, I don't really know. But that's crazy. Imagine the stomach issues can't get you no breath in a fucking 5-month period. Just imagine that. And people live with this like for years and years. And I get all the energy to this. I read everything. I read Berg, like I got all the information on the way. I browsed it. And it says you can you can develop pneumonia and asthma due to reflux. So I think I got this pneumonia right back. I got the pneumothorax because of pneumonia. I got the asthma in a different climate, and I went back. Wasn't really it's kind of gets to normal right now, but I still can't breathe. So my conclusion is reflux can get you a real respiratory problems, even lead to fibrosis. And what I really suspected is that I don't get this micro aspiration they're talking about. Like I can't, yeah, of course I can like kind of, it's kind of a mucus, I can feel it. But this kind of effect of aspiration in my trachea, maybe it's too small to pay attention for, but maybe mostly of that is at night, but I can really feel it. So, and what I really go back to what theory, I back to theory that when I eat something, it triggers the actual nerve, and I can't breathe. And if you have these such symptoms, you should message me or do something about this, because I'm really tired of that shit. Yeah, of course I can talk, I can live, but this kind of breathing problems make me fucking crazy. Make me crazy because doctors can't help me. And to get to the surgery, you need to actually prove them that you have all these effects. And I will prove them. I'm not a bum. Because all these bum ass doctors, what they say is just nonsense. They too lazy to get a research. They too lazy to understand like the patient, the patient. And all they do is to blame on psychological problems, blame it on some different type of diseases. But when it comes to real disease, they say just take pills and it will be okay. Some doctors just out of nowhere started to describe me how the pneumothorax working. Well, bro, what the fuck is you talking about, bro? It's already gone. It's clean, bro. It's clean in my lungs. The pneumothorax is not a disease. It's just a post syndrome that something is caused it. And I really found what really caused it, because at that time I was in USA. I was like, what the fuck is happening to me, bro? And I couldn't handle it because I can't breathe. I got this, like, I was nervous. So I came back. Hopefully all this shit won't take long. I hope it won't take maximum of 1 year, because I know all these tests, it's all these appointments is just a waste of time, literally. But it is a doctor. Don't give up. It is a doctor who gonna help us, bros. Just don't give up. If you have such symptoms, you be free to message me. Peace.